Discord's Secret Daughter, Chapter 6. The Camping. It has been a month since Discord and Luna got married and River Knight was kidnapped and rescued. Since then, everything had been quiet and peaceful in Equestria. One day we were River Knight in Ponyville to visit Winter Comet. Only on the second day it did rain, so they couldn't go out. It has been raining for 2 days, said River Knight. We can't go out and do something, said Winter Comet. Both sit and look out the window. You could read something and spend some time, said Twilight. We have already done that, said Winter Comet. Yes, we have already read 4 during the books and we can't read anymore, said River Knight. Have you played anything? Yes, we have played cards for almost 2 hours, said Winter Comet. How about role-playing games? Said Spike. Winter Comet and River Knight just looked at each other and they had forgotten about that game. Uncle Spike, take out the game now, said Winter Comet. Spike smiled but left. He came back after 5 minutes with the game and they all sat down and started playing. Soon they had forgotten about the bad weather outside and were focused on the game instead. After playing for 3 hours, they started to get hungry and it was time for dinner. During the dinner, Twilight and Star Tracker talked about something. River Knight, Winter Comet, what would you say to go on a camping trip when the weather is good? Twilight asked. It would be interesting, said River Knight. I agreed. Where are you going to go on a trip? On a camping? Winter Comet asked. We thought we could hike to a place, said Star Tracker. What do you think about the idea? Both the Winter Comet and the River Knight looked at each other for a moment. It sounds like a good idea, said Winter Comet. Maybe we can ask my parents if they want to come. Do you think they will like it? Star Tracker had asked. Yes, I think that they would, said River Knight. We can write and ask them before deciding when to go on camping, said Twilight. Sounds like a good suggestion, said Star Tracker. I can write to Luna after dinner, said Twilight. Okay, I think she will be happy. Yes, having a little leave would be good for her and your dad, so said Star Tracker. Every pony was on an idea, and after dinner, Twilight had written a message to Luna. After dinner, River Knight sat in the library with Winter Comet to play cards when Spike comes in. Twilight, a message for Luna. Thanks, Spike. What does she write? She replies that she and Discord were looking forward to it, says Twilight. That was good, says Star Tracker. A little vacation can be good after all that happened a month ago, said Winter Comet. I will look forward to it, said River Knight. A little later, before River Knight goes to bed, she stands by the window. It had cleared up, and the new moon appeared along between the clouds. Nice evening we got, said Winter Comet. River Knight turned around and saw Winter Comet at the door. We really got it this time, said River Knight. He approached her and stood by her side. He leaned towards River Knight, who was leaning forward on him. I'm glad I have you in my life, said River Knight. Same goes for you, said Winter Comet. You always makes me happy. You're just too cute, said River Knight. Winter Comet gave River Knight a kiss, and then she blushed and she kissed him back. They said goodnight to each other, and then went to bed. The next day, Discord and Luna arrived in Ponyville. Hi, Mom, you're here early. Yes, we used to come a little earlier, said Luna. I have been missing you, said Discord. I miss you too, said River Knight. But suddenly Luna didn't look so good. Are you okay, Luna? Asked Twilight. Yes, a little nausea, said Luna. Are you sure about that? Yes, I'm sure. Maybe you should lay down and rest a little, said Discord. Luna went to the guest room for rest a little bit. Meanwhile, Discord talked to Twilight and Star Tracker about the idea and decided to hike and choose a random campsite location. Meanwhile, Luna had woken up and she was with them. She agreed with them. They chose to leave the next day so Luna could rest a little bit more. Hope your mom gets well, said Winter Comet. I hope so too, said Raven Knight. Raven Knight and Winter Comet left the castle to get some fresh air. They walked around the town, stopping at Sugar Cube's corner to share a vanilla milkshake. What are you looking forward to for the campsite? I'm most looking forward to sitting by the campfire grilling some s'mores, said Raven Knight. I'm most looking forward to seeing the stars in the clear night sky, said Winter Comet. It made the Raven Knight blushed, and she smiled at him, and he smiled back. After leaving Sugar Corner, they returned to the castle. Luna was up, and she felt better. The rest of the afternoon, Raven Knight took it easy and read Terran Do. Every pony chose to go to bed at 11 p.m. So every pony was rested before the camping. The next day at breakfast, every pony is talking about the campsite. This will be my first camping, said Raven Knight. It is my first, said said Winter Comet. But it will be fun, said Luna. That's what it is about, said Discord. When should we leave? Asked Raven Knight. We will leave at noon, said Twilight. That will give us enough time to pack, said Luna. Yes, I look forward to it, said Winter Comet. After breakfast, every pony went to their rooms to start packing. At noon, every pony was ready and waiting at the door. They were waiting for Luna, who was to the doctor get something against her nausea. Do you feel any better, Mom? asked Raven Knight. Yes, I do, said Luna. Are you ready to go? Discord asked. Yes, we are ready, said Raven Knight. I will take care of the castle while you are away, said Spike. See you soon, Spike. Discord snapped his paw and teleported every pony to the outskirts of town. They started walking while Discord flew above them. As they walked, they admired the nature with all the bird song and the wind in the trees. It's a really great day for camping, said Raven Knight. That's true, said Star Tracker. After walking for almost 2 hours, they had become hungry. So they chose to stay in a clearing to eat something. Twilight took out the sandwiches from her backpack and distributed and gave it out to them. Discord snapped his paw out some milk chocolate too for himself. Good place to stay at, said Luna. Agreed, said Star Tracker. Can we stay here a little longer so we can rest our hooves? Asked Raven Knight. Yes, I think we can rest a little longer, said Twilight. Every pony stayed for a while to relax and enjoy the nice weather. While they were resting, Raven Knight took a walk by herself. She likes to be in nature because she often used to take walks by herself when she lived in her cottage. It's very peaceful here, said Winter Comet. Raven Knight got up and turned around and saw it was Winter Comet standing behind her. You scared me there. Sorry, I didn't mean to scare you, said Winter Comet. He reached up to her and gave her a kiss on the cheek, and then they went back to their parents. Soon they were on the hike again. They walked for at least a couple of hours until they arrived to a smaller lake. I think we camp here, said Star Tracker. Agreed, said Luna. Every pony helped to set up the tents. After being done, Luna chose to take a little rest after all the hiking, which made her tired. Raven Knight, can you and Winter Comet go get some firewood? Twilight asked. Of course, we can do that. Raven Knight and Winter Comet went out to collect some firewood. They didn't still need to do any campfire since it was early afternoon. Do you find any firewood? Winter Comet asked. I found some. As they looked around, their parents took it easy at the camp. Luna was still sleeping in the tent. Luna seems more tired. That's probably because of all her royal duties, and she hadn't been getting much more relaxation, said Discord. Soon River Knight and Winter Comet were back with the firewood. A little later, after Luna had woken up, the sun kept going down and she realized the moon. Twilight kept cooking some soup, every pony sat by the fire, enjoying the food. You cooked good soup, Twilight, said Luna. Thanks, Star Trek taught me the recipe. Agreed, it's so good, said Discord. After dinner, every pony sits by the campfire for enjoyment. With the comment, can you put more firewood? Twilight asked. Sure, Mom, I can. With the comment, put some more wood for a while. After a while, Luna and Twilight began to feel tired, so every pony except Winter Comet and River Knight chose to go to bed. They used to stay up for a while. They sit next to each other, and River Knight leans against Winter Comet. They look up at the sky. Beautiful night we have, said Winter Comet. Agreed, said River Knight. They chose to go to lie down themselves, but before that they went to their tent. They put out the fire. It didn't take long for them to fall asleep. Early next morning, Luna woke up and she felt a sense of pancakes. She looks out the tent and she sees Star Tracker holding and cooking a breakfast. River Knight and Winter Comet was helping him with the breakfast. Good morning, Mom. Good morning. Have you slept well? Asked Winter Comet. Yes, I slept pretty well, said Luna. There are pancakes if you want some, said Star Tracker. Thanks, I'm hungry. Dad still sleeping? Yes, he does. Luna took a plate of pancakes and she took 2 tap pills. What kind of pills are they? River Knight asked. Doctor gave me them for relief the nausea. Soon every pony had woken up and had breakfast. They talked about staying at the lake for a few days before returning home. Do you have any game plan for today? Asked Twilight. Discord and I are planning to take a walk together in the woods, said Luna. Winter Comet and I are thinking of relaxing in the lake, said River Knight. What will you do? We also thought of walking around and taking a walk. After breakfast, River Knight and Winter Comet went down to the lake. Both jumped in and swam around, floated around in the water to relax. Meanwhile, the parents were in the woods for the walk. It's peaceful here, said Luna. That is the real thing, said Discord. It's also beautiful here. Not as beautiful as you, said Discord. Luna blushed when Discord told her that. He leaned forward and gave her a kiss on the cheek. Luna felt lucky to have Discord. A little later, they returned to the camp where Twilight and Star Tracker had already returned. While sitting camping, they talked. River Knight and Winter Comet are still at the lake. It's a real nice in the water, said River Knight. You're so right about that, said Winter Comet. The camping trip was the like we all needed, especially my parents, said River Knight. I agree with you. I agree with you, said River Knight. Winter Comet. Winter Comet swam until River Knight sprinkled water in her face. He just laughed when he did that. You should get it back. Show what you can go for, said Winter Comet. River Knight used her magic to summon rain cloud above Winter Comet, and that he was not prepared for. River Knight couldn't stop laughing, and Winter Comet couldn't stop playing either. He swam up to River Knight and gave her a kiss. You got me pretty good there. Yes, my dad had taught me some tricks. They stayed at the lake for a while until both started to get hungry. Let's go back to the camp and eat something, said Winter Comet. Yes, all the swimming has made me hungry. Both returned to the camp just in time when Twilight was serving all the sandwiches. Did you have a good time at the lake? Discord asked. Well, we had a good and refreshing time, said Winter Comet. After the meal, River Knight went to tent to rest. Winter Comet chose to take a nap, too. Meanwhile, Luna took a walk herself in the forest, while Twilight talked to Star Tracker in Discord. As she walked around in the forest, she listened to the bird songs as she wished to return to camp. Towards evening, Star Tracker with River Knight cooked the food and they made soup. The soup was really good, said Luna. Yes, there's the recipe my grandmother taught me when I was little, said Star Tracker. She taught you well, sweetheart, said Twilight. Thank you, sweetie, said Star Tracker. After dinner, they grilled s'mores and they enjoyed the evening together. We should camp more often, said River Knight. Yes, we should, said Luna. After sitting by the campfire, Star Tracker brought out a guitar and started playing a song, and he started singing, and soon every pony started singing together. They sat and sang for a while until every pony was getting tired. I think it is time to go to bed, said Twilight. Yes, good night, every pony, said Twilight. Good night, said every pony back. It didn't take long for every pony to fall asleep. That night. Early next morning, River Knight woke up with her dad being awake and helping Twilight to make some good breakfast. Good morning, River Knight. Good morning. After every pony had woken up and sat eating breakfast together. Do you have anything special planned today? Went to the car and asked. I thought we could take a walk together before we go home, said Luna. That sounds like a good suggestion, said Twilight. Then we will do it, said Discord. We can go out at noon. After breakfast, River Knight sits with the Winter Comet and took it easy until they were about to leave. Before leaving at noon, Twilight had packed a backpack with some sandwiches. They walked to a place nearby where they had a good views of the forest and the lake. What a view, said Luna. Yes, it's very beautiful, said River Knight. Every pony sat down and started eating their lunch and looking out of the view. They stayed there for a while before choosing to go back to the camp. At camp, Luna chose to take a nap and Twilight chose to do the same. River Knight, Winter Comet played cards by the dads and they had fun. Towards evening, River Knight made pancakes as supper. Too bad we're going home tomorrow, but it was just fun to be camping, said the Winter Comet. Yes, but we can do it several times, said River Knight. Yes, we will do, said Luna. Discord and I have something to say, said Luna. What is it? asked River Knight. Both Luna and Discord looked at each other with a smile. Well, before we left, I went to the doctor to find out what made me nauseous, said Luna. It turned out that there was nothing serious wrong. River Knight, you're going to be a big sister, said Discord. River Knight was shocked by the news. But she was looking at her parents. Are you pregnant? That's right. Congratulations, Luna, said Twilight. That was really good news, said Star Tracker. What do you say, River Knight? Discord asked. I'm just so happy for you. She began to cry and went to her parents to hug them, and they hugged her back. This is the best news I have heard in a long time. We both are so happy to have another child. Congratulations, Discord, said Star Tracker. Thanks, Star Tracker. We appreciate it. The rest of the evening, every pony sitting talking about Luna's news. Early the next morning, just after breakfast, every pony was ready to return home. Discord teleported every pony home back to Ponyville. Discord and Luna chose to return to Camelot to tell Celestia of the news. River Knight chose to stay in Ponyville for a few days while with her parents were perfectly okay with. Their friends then learned if from Luna and Discord would have another child, and every pony was so happy for them, especially Fluttershy, who had been asked to be their next child's godmother, which she accepted. With your time, Celestia made a statement to the kingdom that her sister would have a second child soon. The whole kingdom, of course, was so happy for both of them. In particular, River Knight was so overjoyed that she would become a big sister. She had promised her parents she would help to train her sibling in order to control her chaos power.